What's up, everybody? This is Talk Toomey at Louder Than Life 2022, and these are the interviews.
Bad memories. I think that's also called brainwashing, you know?
Bands going out and actually making their voices heard and telling their stories.
All right, guys, let's welcome Bjorn from In Flames to the Talk Toomey podcast here at notfest.com. Bjorn, how are you today?
I am good. I'm up early.
Crack of noon.
Crack of noon, yeah. No, I was up pretty early, but we had a show last night in Chicago.
Yeah, I saw photos of that, man. How's this tour been going?
Yeah, it's good. It's awesome. It's so nice to be back on the road.
Yeah.
We've always been heavily touring, but this kind of the break that we did not choose
Right.
kind of put things into perspective a bit, and we're really grateful that we can be out here and people are into what we're doing, giving us this possibility. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, I was going through some stuff, man, and having an album called The Mask right before a pandemic, man, that's almost like, you're looking into the future, man.
That's just messed up, yeah. I didn't even think about it, not even during this time. But that's interesting, actually. We had nothing to do with it, obviously.
It was all In Flames' fault.
Yeah.
Kind of talk a little bit about the pandemic and what you guys did throughout the pandemic. I'm not sure the regulations of where you're from or what you were able to do and all that.
It was Sweden was trying to do like a not close down.
Yeah.
So what they would do, restrict certain things instead. But in effect, it was basically a close down. We didn't have any martial law or any curfews or anything like that. But restaurants couldn't serve after a certain hour. Limitations to how many could enter stores and all that crap. But I think that we got it lightly compared to parts of the world. But for like everything we are as a band and as people is basically surrounding music.
Right.
The band, touring, recording, writing, talking about it, traveling, all that shit. Everything just disappeared overnight.
Yeah.
It felt like overnight. We flew down to New Zealand for a show, came down there. It's literally the other side of the planet.
Right.
Got there, heard that we can't play and we can't possibly leave the country either. Because we're shutting down everything, and we had a few hours and we managed to get out of the country. But it was nothing that anybody really could foresee, obviously. So we weren't ready for it. So it was kind of, I felt like shit the first couple of months. I felt isolated, I felt useless, I felt like I had no purpose. And that's a weird feeling being my age and having done this for such a long time.
Right.
So it was obviously frustrating. But eventually things started to, I wouldn't say loosen up, but people got their heads around the situation. So socially it became less isolated. And so we started hanging out, even if it wasn't like in big groups or anything, but we started jamming with friends and stuff. So music slowly came back to life, and eventually you could see some sort of light in the tunnel. At least we could keep our motors running, by writing, creating, and put some of this negativity, turn it into something positive, and kind of distill those weird times and feelings into new music.
Right.
And that's what happened. So.
Speaking of new music, Foregone out February 10th, 2023, man. How was this a kind of just, you sat and wrote throughout the pandemic and just, like you said, kind of, filtered everything into the
It wasn't
emotions?
so much writing throughout the pandemic, because as I said, I felt utterly useless. Like the first, 3-4 months.
Right.
It's like, geez, what is this? What am I gonna do? So I wasn't very productive or creative in any way. I painted a little bit, but that's as close as I got to it. But eventually, when we started talking about it, it's like, listen, there will be touring. We just don't know when. We have time. They lifted the restrictions for Europeans to go to the U.S., so we actually had time to go over to the U.S., talk to our producer, started working on ideas, and me and Anders just sitting down writing stuff, and we could do that, and then it felt natural to just continue that over into recording and making other records. So it was everything was basically done the few months leading up to the recording.
All right, and this is multiple albums now with Howard Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about working with Howard Benson, what he does for the band.
He's got an amazing ear. He knows arrangement. He knows all these things that I'd say constitutes a good song. He knows about that. He can tell you if you're on the right track or if you're not. But most of the time we agree on a lot of things, and that makes us very happy and proud, obviously.
Right.
And I think what he does then is pushes us to do our very best. I work mostly with Mike Plotnikoff, which is part of Howard's team,
right.
And just an incredible human being that we can just sit and talk for hours, and that is as giving and as inspiring as recording. You know?
Right.
So he's a very good guy. We really bonded in the studio for the last 3 records now. So that was awesome working with him. And usually there's a bunch of assistants there that just are learning the trade or are almost ready to go out there and do their own thing. So it's a lot of cool, interesting, and talented people around him. So yeah, we love working with Howard. And it's in LA.
Right.
Weather's always nice.
There you go. It's almost like today. You talked about working with writing with Anders in there a little bit. What's kind of you guys' process to flesh out some songs? I mean, do you come with him with nearly completed songs? He comes with vocals. How are you guys kind of bouncing ideas off each other?
We pretty much sit in the same room. He's writing lyrics, ideas, topics, listening to stuff that I write. Guitar-wise, melodies, drums, or whatever. He can come up with ideas that he wants to have, like I want something more mellow here or something like that. So it's like a constant molding of ideas that basically just pop up.
Yeah.
And if the ideas are strong enough or insistent enough that they won't leave your head for a day or two, then it's probably good enough.
That's probably a good one.
It's a keeper, and then you can start building around that.
Yeah.
So that's how all the embryos are like that. It's just an idea, a riff, a rhythm, a melody or something, and we build upon that.
When you're writing riffs, are you doing the whole screaming into the phone thing, or are you
No.
writing stuff down, or is it just really just in a with a guitar in hand?
It's with the guitar in hand, but usually I got everything plugged in, so
Right.
got my computer. Everything is set up. I want as few obstacles as possible between the idea and nailing it down on tape, basically.
Nice.
So making it easy for me to record, and so that's what I do: sit and work. And a lot of times, one idea leads into another, or it can give you nice little musical forks, if you will, and you can decide there and then. That's the beauty with music. You never know where it's going to take you. I think it's amazing when you're in that mode. When things just come to you and naturally progress, and it's organic in a way. I love that process.
The one thing I saw that you guys did through the pandemic too is it looks like a hot sauce has come out. What goes into putting out a good hot sauce?
I think a lot of love. Love of food.
Yeah.
And you have to be a bit of a nerd.
Right.
And it goes really well with, we love food, we love barbecuing, we love all that stuff. And, hot sauce it's a big part of that work, So, no, it's a cool thing. It's something fun that's not typical metal.
Right.
But it is very metal in a way. So.
When you think of Sweden, you don't think of hot sauce. When you think of hot sauce, you think of the South. You think of Memphis and Nashville, and
we're an international band nowadays.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So you got the new album coming out. What else is on the horizon for In Flames at this point?
Touring. We have this run that we're out with on right now in the U.S. We have a European tour coming up right after that. Should check out this. I don't know when you're going to air this, but you should check out the tour we're on right now. It's an amazing tour. Lineup is awesome with Fit for an Autopsy, Orbit Culture from Sweden, awesome bunch of dudes as well, and Vended.
Yeah,
they're also playing here tonight.
Yeah.
So it's a great package. We love it, every second of it. So.
Well, fantastic, man. Well, Bjorn, thanks for taking some time here. Talk to Me podcast, notfest.com.